Thank God it's Friday with your boy, DJ Sarfo. Tune in, turn up, and thank God it's Friday! Reputation. Something that opens doors and creates opportunities even before you arrive. A good reputation can mean that whilst others are paying good money for the expensive and luxurious things in life, a reputable woman is being paid and chased by big companies and being paid huge amounts of money to use those same things that you're paying for. A bad reputation can mean, although your creative invention is worth 1 million, you're only being offered 10,000. For that same creation. God has given you ownership of your reputation. So you can take charge of whether you have a good or bad reputation. If for a second you think you can do as you please and disregard what anyone else thinks, Ask Kofi, who was attacked by a wolf and cried, but unto deaf ears because he always cried wolf. Ask Mr. Arsene Wenger why everyone outside of the management wants him out of the Arsenal team, but they keep giving him contract after contract, millions upon millions of pounds. What does your reputation say about you?
Thank the Lord for the life I live, for the blessing you to shed on me, for the mercy you to rain on me, rain on me, rain on me. And from the ghetto I do my thing. Me nah bushy and on the face I'm meaning get. Don't be me, be God in grace. Oh, he thanks, oh, you know be me where I do nothing to be you. I just sing to you. You know be me where I do nothing to be you.
Let me tell him, see. And I don't need Google just to find or search for your love. And I don't need Gmail cause I know it was sent from above. And I don't need Yahoo just to find or search for your love. And I don't need no mail cause I know it was sent from above. Cause everywhere I go, I know you don't bless me. Oh my God, you don't bless me. Even on my own, then my life trying to stress me. Oh, still you don't bless me. Even when I'm down and I make controversy. Still my God bless me. You give me your love and you give me your mercy. And for that, you're the best. Cause if you're your love, I don't need nobody. You don't see my flaws, you don't see nobody. It's better than you, I don't see nobody. Used to be a nobody, but you made me somebody. If you're your love, I don't need nobody. You don't see my flaws, you don't see nobody. It's better than you, I don't see nobody. But you made me somebody. For I give thanks, oh, bye. You know me where I do nothing to be you. Pray me never go down. Giving you all me, I never hold back. Music from the soul, always coming from the heart. Giving you all me, I never hold back. I never gonna stop, I'm always moving on. I'm rapping for the ghetto like a religion. And blessings to the fans who be holding me down. I don't want to go me so. I never gonna stop, I'm always moving on. I'm rapping for the ghetto like a religion. And blessings to the fans who be holding me down. I don't want to go me so. Make you help me sing. Oh Lord, everything gotta thank you. Oh Lord, everything gotta thank you. Oh Lord, everything gotta thank you. You know me, be your grace. Thanks, oh Baba. You know me, where I do nothing to you. Oh Baba. I just sing to you, oh Baba. You know me, where I do nothing to you. Skin promise. Oh na. And kill beats, let's go.
Thank God it's Friday! In fact, I'm happy to be here today. I'm so thankful to God for another wonderful Friday. It's your boy, DJ Sarfo. People been asking me why do I take it so easy and so squared up when I'm saying DJ Sarfo. It's because people been telling me when you're live on air, bro, we say it with you. So once again, welcome to Thank God It's Friday with your boy, DJ Sarfo. Today promises to be a wonderful evening. It's gonna be lit. It's gonna be fire. My producer tells me that Facebook Live is on meltdown. Big shout out to Manasseh, my producer, forever repping in the building. Literally Sunday through to Sunday. The week has been beautiful. Whatever you may have gone through, the ups and downs, you made it, bro. You made it, sis. All my lovely people, we are here. We're alive. We're kicking. So we have to give thanks to the Almighty God. I'm looking to flex on them.
Let's go. Flex, flex. Everywhere we gon' flex. Squad, we came to flex. My team show our best, yeah. Flex. Cause I got a kingdom, so you can tell me what's flex. Trust me, ain't no time to stress. So we gon' do. Yeah.
We're gonna take that again. It's my boy Prince Ike with Flex. That's the summer anthem. And we're saying thankful to God. We're flexing on those haters, but we're flexing to God because we're confident in the God that we trust. We're thankful it's Friday. It's gonna be brilliant. It's gonna be amazing. I've got my people online. Hey, Bra Kwaku, Mami Drua, Kwesi Che Boate, and my own Reverend S.K. Fiankolabi. Oh my days. It's gonna be fire. Let's flex.
Yeah. The summer outfit. Let's go. Flex, flex. Everywhere we gon' flex. Squad, we came to flex. My team show our best, yeah. Flex. Cause I got a kingdom, so you can tell me what's flex. Trust me, ain't no time to stress. So we gon' do is flex. Every day I'm flexing. I thank you for this day, such a blessing, yeah. Also did I mention, came through with the bros like paintings, yeah. God's presence no messing. So if you wanna act up, just forget it. Ooh. No, yeah, I can't sipping on that. No, Lord, I ain't tryna blow back. But this is a spiritual party. And the whole squad moving all classy. Tryna eat some jollof and plantain. And when my girl come talk to me, darling. Tryna spread that light in the darkness. Tryna flex through my J's like I'm Jordan.
That's what we're trying to do. Spread that light in the darkness. This dark world that we live in. It's all about repping Christ to the fullest. If Christ ain't with me, how am I breathing? Christ is the word I'm eating. That's the message that I preach all seasons. I flex in the morning and the evening. With His grace and His mercy till He reach me. Ooh. No, yeah, I can't sipping on that. No, Lord, I ain't tryna blow packs. Cause this is a spiritual party. And the whole squad moving on classy. Tryna eat some jollof from plantain. And watch my girl come talk to me, darling. Tryna spread that light in the darkness. Tryna flex through my J's like I'm Jordan. Flex, flex. Everywhere we gon' flex. Squad, we came to flex. My team show our best, yeah. Flex. Cause I got a kingdom, so you can tell me what's flex. Trust me, ain't no time to stress. So we gon' do is flex. Flex by Prince Ike. That's the summer anthem. I'm going to be playing you another summer anthem later on as the song of the day. But just to give you a little preview as to what's happening today. So on Thank God It's Friday, you know how we do it. Usually, and I say usually because 9 times out of 10, we make sure that we go hard or we don't come here at all. And since I've been doing this 11 weeks in a row and I haven't missed out a day, then you know that each and every week, we go hard. It's your boy DJ Sarfo. I'm bringing you the best in Christian Afro gospel music. But as I always say, listen, it's all about Christ. We're repping him to the fullest. And the whole purpose of the show is to bring out the messages that these gospel artists are singing, rapping, mumbling, azontoing, and doing all about. And as I mentioned at the beginning, reputation. I told you we rep Christ to the fullest. So reputation is very, very important. And I have 4 very reputable people. 3 reputable men and 1 reputable woman who are joining me today. Ironically, they're joining me via a social media platform. And it's exactly what we're going to be discussing, social media and the impact it has on our generation. So I mentioned their names earlier on. I'm going to be dialing in after this call to them, and we're going to get right into it because these guys don't play about with their time. They're very busy people. They're very hard to get through to actually get them and get this done. So I'm not going to be wasting their time. I'm going to make sure we dive right into it. But if you haven't yet, start sharing, start liking, start telling your friends about this. Make sure everyone is listening in because these 4 together, I don't know if anyone's actually been able to do this. They can let me know when we get on the line. If anyone has actually got all 4 of them together on any kind of platform to discuss something like this. If it's not, then big shout out to Thank God It's Friday. You know how we do it. I told you we go hard or we don't go at all. So, the first song I played was Thankful by King Promise featuring Fuse. Then after that, it was Nosa with Why You Love Me So. And then you just heard Prince Ike. It's my homeboy right there. He was here last week with his testimony. If you didn't watch that or listen to it, it's on our page, COP UK Radio fan page. Go there, watch that video. He's got a big testimony. And that was a song called Flex. Now we're going to be listening to Hallelujah. Actually, let's take that back. There's 2 songs that we're going to play back to back whilst we get ready. They're both by Christhood or The Christhood. First one is called Asida, meaning thank you. The next one is Hallelujah. Let's get it on.
Christ rude,
Yeah, boy.
young way, young yeah, young way, young yeah, young way, young yeah, young way, yeah.
In your arms, I'm good there. Finally, I know say you be great, not to waste. About your greatness, me I be witness. No other place I go. I know say heaven be my home. January to December, the things I remember. Your blessing they flow like water. I know fit explain, no. I know fit explain, no. Me down I say, I know fit explain, no. I know fit explain, no. I know fit explain.
Yeah, your praise, young way, young yeah, young way, young yeah, young way, young yeah, yeah.
Commando with the flow, sick of it, acquire all of the skills from above. See, you know, say it's a tornado at the show. Sick of all your power, they manifest way before we close. Yolo Awula, Mazi Bema Iji One mabakonye mauda. No wale wanyeni wakemoko aba akeba neba benke bubu.
I know fit explain, no. I know fit explain, no. Me that was saying, I know fit explain, no. I know fit explain, no. I know fit explain.
And me need Baba. I promise to love you forever, and I promise to never say never. Do your plan for me, oh God. You are all I ever need. You are everything to me. Thank you for the air I breathe, oh God. Oh, Oluwa mo gbega. Never had a love like this before. Even in my darkness, you day my side. Jesus, I'ma love you forevermore.
No other place I go. I know say heaven be my home. January to December, the things I remember. Your blessing they flow like water. No other place I go. I know say heaven be my home. January to December, the things I remember. Your blessing they flow like water. I know fit explain, no. I know fit explain, no. Me that was saying, I know fit explain, no. I know fit explain, no. I know fit explain. I know fit to explain. I know fit to explain. I know fit to explain.
Papa God didn't do one for me. Yeah. When you find me, oh, hey, when you find me, oh, hey, when you find me, oh, we are party to the dawn now. We are fast to the dawn, we are celebrate, oh, when you find me, oh, Papa God didn't do one now. We are start celebrate, start to be late, we are celebrate, oh.
Baba mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín. Baba mo ní pé ẹ ṣé. Iná bọ́tà máa bẹ́ẹ̀. Oya ẹ ṣé. Ever ready to make the world know that my belly is all over. Come join me, sing hallelujah. Put on your dancing shoes, tell everybody your heart is full of praise. What a mighty God we serve. I'm overwhelmed, cause your grace gives me all the days. I've come this far, hey, still going harder. Hey, we bring you sacrifice of praise. La 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 la.
Oh yeah, now make you follow me, shout hallelujah.
You have done, past, present, and future plans. I can't stand it, but I ain't drunk. Bring all the sticks, guitars, and all the drums. Yeah, we gon' party, we gon' dance. We shout holly, we club hunt. Hallelujah, the devil's in a trance. We out here, happy to be giving him praise. Yeah, you know, receiving grace. Get connected to the heavenly race. Talk about Crystal in every place. You should listen to what I say. I'm excited because I'm saved. You should be a part of this, I pray. Talking about the peace and all the favor. I'm ditching all my ways, you get it? Get it.
Just to say, Elena me
Wow. This is Christhood featuring Clever T. And it's Hallelujah.
Giddy giddy girls know the free safe. That one way so they follow you. Blessing go the rain like shower. All my people just go they sing hallelujah. I never go forget what you do. Nobody go fit make me good. I dey can't pay chai kung fu. Oh my Baba God, everywhere I go, me I go sing hallelujah. Me I go sing hallelujah.
Oh yeah, now make you follow me, shout hallelujah. Ale, 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 ale. Oh yeah, now make you follow me, shout. Oh yeah, now make you follow me, shout hallelujah.
Everybody sing hallelujah, shout hallelujah, scream hallelujah. Halle, 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 halle. Papa God, he do one more higher. Papa God, he do one more higher. Papa God, he do one more higher.
Yes, that was Christhood featuring Clever T, and that's Hallelujah. I have everyone on board right now. I got the full team. I've got everyone on board, people. They can hear you. Brad Kweku's on board. I got Reverend SK Fiankolabi on board. And I've got Mohamed Drewa on board as well. So guys, if anyone is talking in the background, let them know that you're live on COP UK Radio. And we're bringing you the discussion on the impact of social media in our generation. So can I just check? We can do a little sound check. Bruh Kweku, can you hear me? Bruh.
Yeah, I'm here.
That's brilliant.
DJ Sarfo.
That's your boy right there. It's your boy right here. Yeah. I know you're a master of the Tree language. And to be honest, I've told you I have to come for some lessons as well. So we have to do like a formal greeting in Tree before we switch back up to the Queen's language. But ohine Anaji Memajo. And is that not how to say it?
Oh yeah, Majo, nice. You know, Joe.
Wow.
And I say
wow. Oh my. Wow. That right there is fire. So he's just broken down the Tree language to us as to why we say Majo.
Yeah.
So Enyunu means what? It's cold. So because the sun is down and it's getting colder, so we say Majo. So basically the cold has come and the sun is down, the heat is going down. Wow. That's fire right there. God bless you, my brother. We've got our sister Juwa also in the building. She's got many names. And, I put out the post in regards to this show that we're going to do. She's laughing. And basically, after I had discussions with her, we agreed on setting out the name. I think it was going to be, or the phrase, what was that the name actually? The Facebook evangelist and COP selfie queen. I kind of added the COP in there. And then her followers on Facebook jumped on me and literally said, no, we want other titles. So they wanted the international deaconess.
International deaconess.
Wow. Mohammed, can you please explain to us why people call you the international deaconess? Can you? Yeah.
Okay. So I think they gave me that name because of the social media, what we're going to talk about.
Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing.
A lot of people, because our COP, we are used to the older ladies being deaconess. So when everybody got to know I'm a deaconess and always on Facebook, they were like, well, you are so popular.
Wow.
And
so
everybody started calling me that.
That's amazing to hear that. Yeah. So basically, you're not following the normal trend that we kind of see as what a deaconess is. I mean, we didn't even give you a proper introduction because I was going through. So we spoke to Briar Quirk when we gave him an introduction. He said hello. So officially, because because I had to bring in the international and everything before actually saying hello to you, so that people know the level of guys and ladies that I'm dealing with today. But people, you can already hear we had a master in tree, and now we've got like an American slang in there, from Mami Drua. Please, you're welcome to Thank God It's Friday, Mami.
Thank you.
Yeah, so you're welcome to Thank God It's Friday. As I mentioned, she is the international deaconess, hailing from the United States of America. Obviously, as I mentioned, Brad Kweku, he's a master in tree, and he's also, well, he's at the moment in Ghana, but he is an international guy being sought after from left, right, and center as well. So basically, wherever you may be around the world, look out for Brad Kweku. He will be there very soon. Now, was that Kweku or was that someone else? Because I think we're still waiting for another person to join. But we have our Reverend on the line. Our Reverend, I had a discussion with him a couple of weeks ago as well. And see, with all these guys, like I told you, they're very creative and dynamic individuals. And I was giving him a lot of hype, and he didn't want to accept it because the type of person he is, he's very humble. But, you know, I was telling him, you know, Reverend, you can't deny this, man. And then he said, you know what, all I am is, because I was saying that he's a guru on Facebook, and he was like, all he is. Hello, Reverend, can you hear us?
Hello.
Yes. So one sec. I want to give an introduction. So he was saying that he is he's saying that all he is a foot soldier for Christ, on Facebook, and also based in Seychelles. But look, believe me, as a foot soldier, he's making huge waves all over the internet, all over the world. If people don't, those of you listening, some of you don't know the Church of Pentecost really well, believe me, as a leader within Church of Pentecost, and as someone that is sent from one station in a country to another to be a national head, that basically means that there is an anointing upon you. So I'd like to introduce our Reverend in the building, Reverend S.K. Fiankolabi.
Thank you very much. God bless you.
So
I'm happy to join the night.
Yeah, fantastic. And Reverend, you're based over in Seychelles. So as I mentioned, we have Ghana represented in the building, we have the UK, we have the US, and now we have Seychelles as well. Just as a kind of introduction, we're obviously gonna find out a bit more about each of you, but just as a bit of an introduction for those who may not know Seychelles, can you just give us a little summary of Seychelles and the beauty and basically what it beholds?
Okay, thank you very much. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you very clearly.
All right. So Seychelles is an African country. It's an archipelago. That means that there are about 120 islands.
Wow.
That together makes Seychelles.
120 different islands.
120 islands, yeah.
That's
so
amazing,
together they make Seychelles. And we have 3 main islands on which the inhabitants of Seychelles are populated.
Okay.
And that is Mahé, Praslin, and Ladig. So about 45% of the population are on Mahé. That is where the capital is. And the capital of Seychelles is Victoria. The currency of Seychelles is the Seychelles rupee. And the moment you hear rupee, it is Indian origin.
Yes.
Seychelles has a very strong tie with India. And the people in Seychelles originate from 3 main continents: Europe, Asia, and Africa. So when you come to Seychelles and you have not spoken, nobody can know whether you're a Seychellois or you're a foreigner, because there are different shades of people, race and color, all Seychellois. So you can have a very dark person with a very dark hair being a Seychellois. And you can have a very white person with a blonde hair also being a Seychellois. So it's very difficult to distinguish a Seychellois, a native Seychellois, and a foreigner or a tourist person in the country when you are walking around. I don't know whether I should continue, but I think briefly that is what I want to say. The population of Seychelles is about 95,000, only 95,000. That is equivalent to about Adenta in Ghana.
Wow, that's amazing.
That's a small country. Yeah. And then maybe lastly, on the Transparency International Corruption Perception Index, Seychelles is the fourth least corrupt country in Africa. After Botswana, Mauritius, and Cape Verde. So their economy is very strong. They have systems in place, and everybody here is happy as far as their socio-economic posture and orientation is concerned. So it's a nice place to be. It's a tourist country. You don't need visa to be here. You just need your money, your passport, book a hotel, and then you get visa on arrival. So
that is awesome.
For you. And I'm sure those of us in Ghana also have a strong time with Seychelles because King Prempeh and Yasantua were once upon a time exiled here. So there is a strong tie between Seychelles and Ghana. Yeah. So that is by way of introducing Seychelles to you guys.
Osofo SK is now a tourist.
That's what, you know what? I'm not gonna lie to you, Bra Kweku. What Sarfo has just said has basically put into planted a seed in me to go and visit Seychelles. And of course, if I'm going over to Seychelles, I have to go and visit Reverend. So, you know what? It's he sold it to me. He sold it very well.
It's long overdue.
Yeah. All right. No, that's amazing to hear that. It's it's literally just blowing my mind. The kind of I know that we spoke a little bit about this before a couple of weeks ago when we spoke. But yeah, it is actually refreshing to hear some of those features and stats about the country, and especially in this day and age when there's things like so much like corruption going on and a lot of lawlessness and so forth and so on. But we will get into different discussions, but I don't want to sway aside too much. I want to get into the conversation, but I think before we do that, I think we've said hello to everyone where you all are. I think there's one other brother who's going to be joining us very shortly. So I'm going to basically play one song, and then we're going to get into it. Basically, the first question that I'm going to be asking each of you is just so that you can reflect on it as we play this next song is basically, what was the first social media platform you went on, and what were your initial thoughts of social media in general? So it could be anything. I mean, for example, mine, I remember, I think it was, for me, it was it Messenger? Man, I said, do you remember that Messenger back in the day? Yeah, MSN Messenger. Because my producer is an old school guy as well, so he remembers. Like, I remember over here in the UK, this was like back in the early 2000s, probably late 90s, early 2000s, everyone was on Messenger, MSN Messenger. So you'd speak to people at school, and for those of us who was a little bit or were a little bit stubborn, you'd meet a lady and you're like, are you on the MSN Messenger? And then she'd be like, yeah. And you're like, yeah, I'll go home and I'll chat to you. You go home and you chat to her, and then you look behind your back and you're well, for me, it was my auntie and uncle at that time. They'll be looking at, Steve, what are you doing talking to girls on MSN Messenger? So I remember that was my first experience of kind of social media and connecting with people online. And this used to take like 30 minutes just to load up on 5K modem. So interesting times. But yeah, so please remember your experiences. And then from there, we will continue the conversation. We're going to play a song by Spiritual Beats featuring Kelly Lion. And then after that, we will be back with that first topic. So,
all right,
let's go.
My money not a long one. The anointing produced it. My faith now don't get one. That's why miracles responding.
I'm standing on top of my world. I know, say you noticed. I'm the trusting of the Lord, yeah. Testimonies plenty. Hey, say you noticed. You know, say not the anointing. Not the anointing. Say you noticed. You know, say not the anointing. Not the anointing. Maybe you noticed. You know, say I got the anointing. Not the anointing. But if you notice, you gonna say not the anointing. The people want to know. Let them say not the anointing. Need them ask you how you blow. Let them say not the anointing. If they want to change the story, yo, let them say not the anointing. Don't ever listen to them, the knowledge. Let them say not the anointing. Hey, say you noticed. You know say not the anointing. Not the anointing. Say you noticed. You know say not the anointing. Not the anointing. Maybe you noticed. You know say I got the anointing. Not the anointing. But if you notice, you gonna say not the anointing.
Everywhere I go, people want to notice who be the chap guy with Nimshak anointing. Everywhere I enter, as I day now, I'm feeling the anointing. Even if you touch me, you go notice it's God's grace and anointing. No, you tell them.
Say you notice, you know say not the anointing. Not the anointing. Say you notice, you know say not the anointing. Not the anointing. Maybe you notice the anointing. You know say I got the anointing. Not the anointing. But if you notice, you gonna say not the anointing. Say you notice the anointing. You know say not the anointing. Not the anointing. Say you notice the anointing. You know say not the anointing. Not the anointing. Maybe you notice the anointing. You know say I got the anointing. Not the anointing. But if you notice, you gonna say not the anointing.
Yes, that was Spiritual Beats featuring Kelly Lyon, and that was Anointing. You know, say I get the anointing. And these four individuals are all individuals that have been blessed with an anointing. I mentioned that we're going to be getting into, well, we're going to be discussing the impact of social media in our generation. And basically, just to give our listeners a reason as to why I decided to invite you all here today and on this platform is because growing up as a young man, my father always taught us something. By the way, before I actually continue, big shout out to Professor Apostle Opoku Onyina. He recently told me, I've been seeing you on Facebook, DJ Sarfo, and he was like, bravo. And I was really surprised because I didn't expect him to be listening in. But big shout out to him for obviously tuning in every now and then to listen. God bless him. But yeah, he always, as we're growing up, he always used to say to us that whatever we do or whatever anyone wants to do in life, do it to the best of your ability. And he used to have this saying, and of course this is not an insult to anyone or to myself or to even any of my siblings or family members that he used to say this to, but he was trying to make a point. And he was like, you look at even a comedian, for example, and he'll say it in the tree language, and I'm sure Browcock will probably understand this and be able to break it down a bit more. But he would say certain tree words, and you say even if you're fooling in a certain way and you're doing it as a comedian, if you do it well, you can progress in life. And sometimes he would even give us examples. And as young ones, we used to like Mr. Bean, for example, and he would use him as an example, as people that no matter what they did, they used their all to do it, and they became successful. Now, fast forward years down the line, just December last year and then through to the new year, I went over to Ghana with my family, my wife and my little son, And whilst we're there, my sister Grace, big shout out to you as well. I'm sure you're listening in. She was talking about this lady called Mami Jua, and I was like, who is this Mami Jua? And then I soon began to find out a bit more about her and the fact that, you know, the international deaconess, as she's known to be, is not just recognized only in the US, but is recognized by the executive, by the chairman of the Church of Pentecost, because she received an award for promoting the church, for evangelizing, for being a voice for this generation online, especially when there are so many different voices going on on social media and just around in general anyway. So when I heard that, I began to realize that what my dad had said so many years ago really does have an impact or carries weight, because, you know, some of us at a point in time, I used to be so much into social media, and then I just dropped off because I thought, I don't need to. I just kind of dropped off, and I thought, no, none of this anymore. But to realize that there was such an impact being made positively made me realize that whatever you do, if you do it properly and you do it well and you work hard at it, you can make a huge impact. So that's basically the backdrop of why I decided to put this together. So without much ado, I have Bra Kweku on the line. Bra.
Yes, yes.
Can you tell us, what was your first experience of social media? I think Bra Kweku's watching Arsenal versus Leicester, my team.
Yeah, Steven, you just got a goal against your team, Arsenal.
People. See, I specifically said to myself today, I'm not gonna follow any of the results.
Goal is 3-2, man. Yo.
Big shout out to bro, you're live on air. You're live on air. Oh yeah, I can't I? You're live on air, bro. And
I thought that was off air, man.
I'll tell you one thing, people that are listening via Facebook, on TuneIn and Modern Ghana. This is my brother-in-law that's just joined us, also known as Kwesi Che Boate.
Thank you, my brother-in-law. The Olus, Arus.
The Arus, yes, and
Olus.
And what he just did, basically, he does that on a daily basis to some of us. Sometimes speaking on the wrong pages, telling people off on the wrong pages, so and not realizing that he's live on air. But yeah, it's an unfortunate thing that my team are losing. But you know what? I'm repping Christ. Arsenal. Are they winning?
Yeah. Big ups to your Christ movement. But still, you are not
so I'll focus on that after this. Right now, I want to focus on the show, because I know Arsenal would disappoint me if I focus on them during the show. No, but we basically introduced everyone, and then played a song so that we can get you on board as well. So just a few seconds as you are here. I introduced all the different personalities on board. We have yourself, who you are right now I can call you an international man, because you're literally traveling and touring around the world, going to different parts of the world, all repping Christ to the fullest.
Sure.
So, we thank God for your life. We thank God for the impact that you're making everywhere you go as well. But can you tell us, how was the US? Because you literally just left and came back from there. Just in a few seconds, how was the whole trip there? You had Pensa, you had a number of events, you had one state to the other. How was it? And how are you feeling at the moment?
Wow. Good evening to your listeners, and good evening to my co-panelist, Pastor S.K. Franco. Thank you, bro. to Brakweku, and then to Mami Drew. Charlie, big ups to you guys. US was good. We went for the Pensa conference. It was in July. The US guys would say it was lit, man. It was lit. The conference was good. It was a good conference. Yeah, it was a good conference. Spirit filled, very impactful. In a foreign land, if you have about 2,100 people, in the US, they will say
Wow.
2,100 people.
Yeah, they'll
if
say
you have
20.
if you have 2,100 people, join you in a conference. In a foreign land. That's massive, 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 massive impact. And the spirituality of the conference. The organization. It was just good. It was just good, and I have not stopped commenting about it. Yes, of course, I had some invitations to some of the churches. I went to Ohio to visit Pastor Mike Porterfield, who is the youth leader for the Church of Pentecost Spencer and youth movement in the US. That guy is a fantastic guy, doing great stuff. I visited his church to Chicago, Maryland, Charlie. My brave brutal. But it was all good. It was all good. I learned a lot. I learned a lot from the US church. These guys are very zealous, especially the youth and Pensa people. Very, very zealous for God. And it's one thing that we need to encourage as many people to take up.
Wow, that's amazing and great.
You, bro.
I think as the
Thanks,
Americans
bro.
will say, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's really great to hear that. And well, welcome back. Well, I should say welcome back to Ghana. I can't say that because I'm not there, but yeah, either way. But basically,
Jay came with an accent.
Yeah.
Oh, Charlie. Masa, I be Ghana boy.
But back to our discussion at the moment. So basically, right now I'm asking. See, this is what happens when I put these guys together, man. It's I've basically brought problems on myself. But yeah, so I was asking, all your first experiences of social media. So first off, Brakweku, what was your first experience of social media, and what did you think about that?
My first experience of social media, I would say, is when I started learning social studies in JHS. But basically,
you sure by that time the social media come?
The truth is, I joined in the band quite late because that was about 2008. That was the time High Five was getting off the scene and Facebook was the thing in vogue. But that was in 2008. One thing I came out to do was to present my true self, because I thought it was a real space for people to interact and get to know our real self. So I came with my true self, with my G. It's been like that.
Can you?
My G, by posting, things that are not churchy, all those things on social media.
Sorry, Mr. Chebwate, can you please put yourself on mute for a second? Sorry about that.
Try to present my true self to people and interact with.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, so Sarfo, as I was saying,
yeah, you wanted to,
I joined Facebook. I had registered for a High Five.
Yeah, High Five, yeah.
Everybody was living High Five. I had to join Facebook. So I was consistent. I've been myself on one. What I do, I express myself freely. I'm not too churchy on Facebook. I try to go by name, social media. So I try to be as social as possible. And when it comes to the breaking point, where you have to choose a stand, then I'll point out my Christ. This is why I stand. But social media is for interaction, getting to know each other. There are a lot of Buddhists, Muslims, people from various backgrounds, various religious backgrounds, and it's been a wonderful time since 2008.
All right. So basically, I mean, from what I gather, your first experience on social media was basically what was high five, but then you didn't really get into it until Facebook, really.
Facebook. Yeah.
I mean, what about yourself, Reverend? What was your first experience of social media and your first thoughts?
Okay, I think basically I have not traveled much with respect to my experience on social media.
Oh, right, yeah.
It was just Yahoo Messenger and MSN interacting here and there, but I was a casual user because usually I like to write mails.
Yeah.
So I'll use the postal in writing mails. But then along the line, I realized that there was a bad wagon on social media, and then somehow we also got ourselves into it using emails and as well as chats, MSN chats, Messenger,
Yeah.
and then also Yahoo. And then in 2009, somehow one of my friends asked me, I've not seen you on Facebook. And I was like, what is Facebook?
Yeah.
So she took me through school and told me, oh, it's a kind of social media that is now the trend. So I could join and then meet up with friends over there. So in 2009, I think in April somewhere, whilst I was working in Tobinco, I happened to join Facebook. And I have not explored other social media avenues so much. I registered with Instagram, but I don't think I even remember using Instagram. So my addiction in quote unquote has been on Facebook as well as when WhatsApp also came in the picture. I also joined WhatsApp. So basically, I have been on Facebook as well as on WhatsApp, and the rest I think is not me in that picture. It is basically Facebook and WhatsApp. So my experience with social media has been very brief and concise. I've not traveled much. Thank you.
Oh, right. Okay. So that's cool. So it's been mainly for you. Well, it's pretty much for you. Facebook and then WhatsApp. And then and what about yourself? Then Mami Jua, the international deaconess. So what was yours? If you're, I think you might have put yourself on mute if you are talking, Mami Jua. I kind of assumed that you did, yeah.
Yeah, my first experience, okay, my first experience on social on social media was high five. I grew up in Ghana. I've been in the US for only 10 years. And I remember when
Only
we used to walk to the internet cafe and pay for like an hour and be on high five.
Yeah.
Because it was the and everybody else was on. And then I was on MySpace and also on Yahoo Messenger. And I got on Facebook. I am good with dates. So I remember when I got on Facebook. I got on Facebook July 17th, 2004.
Wow. You remember the date?
And
wow.
Yeah. I'm very good with dates.
Yeah, better.
My friends know that. Yeah, so that was when I joined Facebook. That was when I joined Facebook and I traveled August 10th in 2007. And when I came here, I was always on Facebook because that was the only way I could link up with my friends. So everybody would know, yeah, I'm also in the US. So yeah, that was when I joined Facebook.
All right. Okay. So it's
Actually,
yeah.
I had a 2-year break along the line.
Wow, a 2-year break.
Around 2013 to 2012. watching it because I was always on. So I had that break, and I came back on 2014, and I've actually earned myself a name. Yeah, so.
So you took a break for a while off social media for about a couple of years and then decided to come back. So you've had also had an interesting journey as well.
Yeah.
What about my main man Aries as well? I mean, how has your journey been? I mean, where did you first start off on social media?
Well, always. I started, I think social media with High Five. Pretty much. Well, of course, we're doing the internet cafe with the Yahoo Messenger thing, but I mean, if we talk social media, and Emrim social media, we started with High Five. I remember it was in Sunyani, it was somewhere in 2008, where a friend asked if I had heard of of Facebook, and I was like, no, I don't want to try any new thing. I just want my High Five because that's where I find my friends. Then one day I went to the internet cafe, I logged on to Facebook, created an account, and it was like magic. All those friends I had on High Five were just popping up, and even newer friends, people I hadn't even seen on High Five. And so I found it interesting. And Facebook was more interactive. It was more interactive, more engaging, and I didn't find that on High Five. And so I think I kind of just fell in love with it, and we started building the audience from about 2008. Of course, we use it for some political stuff and some churchy stuff, but for some national development stuff. Let me put it that way. For some national development stuff, and over the years, it's been good. It's been good. I mean, you meet people and they go like, "I know you," and you're like, "You know me from where?" And the person is like, "I know you from Facebook." It's a very interesting thing, But it's been good. And so I hooked on to Twitter. I hooked on to Instagram, and a few others. I mean, but I'm not too good on Snapchat. But I hear that's the issue of the day. But I'm not too good on it.
Yeah.
So that's it.
That's where it gets.
That's it. And what did you say?
That's where you get to see all the party.
So yes, I created an account with. Initially, I was using Kwesi Boite, Qusie.
Yeah,
one
I realized.
Father of mine. Yes, one apostle father of mine. This is very interesting. I spelt my name with a Quesie, and one day he met me and he was like, Kwesi, Kwesi, no, is it a Ghana Kwesi or it's a foreign Kwesi? And I'm like, it's a Ghana Kwesi. Then he said, I don't know if your audience all speak Tree, but I'll translate it.
Yeah. Wow.
That is to wait. We from Ashanti region, our Kwesi is a key and not
a Q.
So go change it. Yeah, that is my father, Apostle Alfred Kodia. Immediately, Prophet One will say immediately at
once, yeah, by force.
At once by force. I just changed my Q to an Emmanuel Boite just to use my name. So that's what I use on all my handles.
All right.
Yeah. I don't know if I can chip in, but social media has allowed people to front a pretentious face, to people, by change of name, with misrepresenting themselves somehow to the world. And I think that's one of the negatives. I don't know if you get into that.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's very true. That's very true.
Yeah.
It comes as some contemporization of the whole thing, but I mean, it's a misrepresentation of yourself, because in Ghana, I saw somebody spell Kwabena as Quabhe.
Wow.
NHA.
This is
BHENHA. That is the Kwabena, and I'm like, whoa.
How'd you you do that to your name? Oh, wow. But you know what? We're actually gonna get into a bit more of that. I'm trying to build it up. Mami Jua is enjoying herself over there. But yeah, no, we're definitely trying to get into that. What I want to ask. I mean, and one of the questions I want to ask is, if you guys at any point thought that basically the amount of clout, that's or the level of clout, I should say. That's the right English, isn't it? Yeah. I've got my my guest, no, it's not my guest, my co-host with me. She came in late as usual. She's coming from South London, so you have to forgive her. It's a bit of a Oh, today's not. Oh, okay. She's coming from from Kent, which is not South London. It's just outside of the M25, isn't it? So, yeah, basically, all that it means is that it took her a bit of time to get here. But big shout out to my co-host AJ in the building. Hey AJ, how's it going? You good? You've been missing in action for a couple of weeks now. You went to Nottingham for the youth conference over there. Was involved in a lot of the media stuff for them as well. So we pardoned you. Like, we understand you. There's a lot going on. But obviously we've got our guest on today. Bra Kweku, Mamijuwa, Kwesi Cheboate with a K. With a K, not a Q. And then we've got a Reverend S.K. Fiankolabi. I just wanted to check with you, though. Do you know these four?
I am familiar with the name S.K. Fiankolabi. I see him a lot on social media.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I see him a lot on Facebook.
That's why I asked, because these four, you might not know them personally, and a lot of people might not know them personally, but I get it all the time. I'm like, people are like, oh, Fiankolabi, this and Fiank. I'm like, whoa, I'm like, I know him personally. Like, I've literally had conversations with him before, like, but you know him? And they're like, whoa, he's on Facebook. And then I'm like, wow, okay. And then someone's like, oh, your brother-in-law, Kwesi. And I'm like, wow, do you know my brother? I was like, yeah, how do you know? Because I'm talking about some random dude from like up North London somewhere, and I'm like, you don't know my. And he's like, no. He's always, posting about MPP on Facebook or this and that. And I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, that. I'm like, yeah, that's him. and then I hear people.
Oh Charlie.
Don't give me disappointing news. Please don't give me disappointing news, man. But basically, my brother-in-law is watching a football match that I should be watching. But since I like to rep Christ to the fullest, I don't have anything on my screens. Look, I have I have 4 different screens in front of me right now, and none of them have football on there or nothing. So I don't want to.
Actually, one screen does have football in it.
That's his screen. That's not my screen. That's the code. That's the producer's screen. Okay, so yeah, these 4, like I was saying, that they're huge on the online platform, and I got them here to talk about social media. And basically, my next question for them is, if they ever thought that they'll get that level of clout. Thanks to my PR lesson in the first semester, I was told that clout just basically means your online reputation on social media. So they've all got clout because they've all got thousands of followers. They basically say one thing on Facebook or any of the social media platforms that they're on, and there's like hundreds and thousands of likes. Sometimes I look at something that they say and it's as simple as, oh, good morning, and there's like 1,000. I'm like, hold on. I mean, I'm saying good morning to people, and they're like, "Who's this guy?" Exactly, yeah. And then they say good morning, and it's getting likes upon likes because they've got that clout. That's I don't know if you listen at the beginning, but I was talking about reputation, and that's basically what it comes with. So I want to know, guys. I'll start off this time with the Arus, aka Kwesi Boate. Did you ever think when you start? That's why I asked the first question. Did you ever think at any point in time at the beginning that it would pop off? Like in terms of social media and even you on social media.
Or was that the intention? Did you start knowing that you wanted it to get to that level, or did you just start it and then it just kind of went there?
This is why you're my coach.
Well, I wouldn't say that was the intention. I went on Facebook, as I said initially, just to look out for my friends. And so I started getting in touch with friends from Morningstar, getting in touch with friends from Prempeh College, getting in touch with old friends from KNUST. And so, yeah, senior.
Big shout out to Prempeh College.
Yeah.
And Morning Star as well.
Premper boys are always making noise. Like whenever I meet a Premper boy, he's making noise. If you say so.
Let's not digress. I mean, I don't know what.
Yeah, let's know. Let's know. Bring it back.
By the way, let Sarfo know that
all three of us.
Yeah, I was gonna ask Reverend. I was gonna ask if Reverend, because do you know what? I can't even lie. Look, I didn't go to secondary school in Ghana, but
me neither.
if I had a chance, I think that's where I would want to go because see, this is where.
Just tell them that. Stephen, just tell them that. Given the chance, you would have been in Prempeh College.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, so basically, that is what happened with me. I was only out there to look out for my friends. But I think that just around the time, I think Ghana was going to the polls in 2008. And some way, somehow, I started chipping in one or two things about the challenges of our country. And I think that people got to identify me with those kinds of things. And so at a point, some were saying I was a political activist. And I'm not. I just enjoy, I won't say enjoy. I'm just one person who thinks that our country must develop. And so a lot of people thought that I was going to be a politician. And so I started talking about the ills of society, what I think that our country can do best so that, we can bring some level of relief to the people of the country. And then it moved on to a little bit of Christian entertainment. I realized that anytime we went for any Christian entertainment event, it was like, let's just do anything for doing sake. And so I started what I call the QB reviews, the Kosibuete reviews. And so I'll come for your event, I'll pay for your event, I'll pay for the tickets, I'll come sit in there and I'll pick notes. And so I started writing about events, and I think that all the reviews are done were quite positive. To the organizers of those shows, until I wrote the famous Fred Hammond review about the Freedom Concert. It was. I think that it's still on the internet. If you search for it, the Freedom Concert review, I think it's still there with Kosibuete. And I thought that it was one of those normal reviews that I had written. I took everybody who came to perform, I looked at their performance, and I reviewed the performance. And I think that some people did not just like how I went about it. And one thing about me is frankness. I don't know how to shy away from it. I think that growing, I have matured into saying the very same things I want to say in a more palatable way, such that you read and you don't even know that I'm hitting hard at you. But I would have hit hard at you.
That's true.
But
that's
those
true.
days,
I'm a witness
those
of that.
days, I will just hit it as it is. If I think that, hey, Masa, you were shambolic, I'll just say that the guy was shambolic on stage. I went to the point of even reviewing the attires that some of the people wore to stage. And I remember mentioning that one of the artists came to the stage dressed like the Pharaoh of Egypt. And I think that people were not happy about it. They were like, this boy, you've gone to the limits. I mean, you've been saying all that you want to say, nobody touches you, but this time you've gone to the limits. And so they came at me, and it was tough. It was tough, and I thank God for my wife. My wife was the one who stood by me. I mean, she was the one who encouraged me and said, "Hey, because I went off Facebook for about 3 weeks or something."
Big shout out to my sister Grace Che Boate.
Big up.
She stood by me, and after that infamous article, a friend called Denzel Ajman Prempeh, he lives in the US now. Denzel called me and said that, because you see, you have a lot, whatever you're saying is the truth. But now let's look at how we'll review what you're reviewing. We'll review your own words. And so he told me that, look, in this world, people don't want to hear certain things about themselves. So you need to be careful how you communicate things about people. So now you need to learn to unlearn.
Wow.
So that is how come I wrote an article that I learned to unlearn. And then after, I stopped talking about anybody's event. I don't even remember the last time I wrote a review about anybody's event. And the same people who were saying that you have written things about our icons and we didn't love it, they now meet you and they go like, Sarfo na Sunday and to Nkebio. I'm like, human beings, Charlie, human beings can be some way. So I just decided that, look, I've retired from just writing reviews. I'm not going to write any review again. But if I find anything I feel I want to correct, or I feel that, hey, we can do much better than we're doing, I'll find a very wise way. I'll find a very wise way of communicating the very same thing. Recently, I think I wrote a piece about something that happened. And someone called and said that, no, he doesn't think that this thing is coming from me. Because he didn't read it with that kind of cringe. You know, and he said anytime that he read my articles, he felt so cold. But this time, she felt very warm reading the thing, and she had smiles all over her face.
Wow.
And she was like, oh, yes, my man has matured. And I think that has been the journey. And people have come to like it. I mean, you have a lot of friend requests on you, people wanting to join, but of course, I've said I'm not creating a second account. I just want to manage the first one. One, no crampo, if I create a second one, it will the problem memory me. So that has been the journey.
Wow.
I never stepped onto social media to attract people. No, I didn't do that to attract people. I was just looking out for friends. But I think that my passions got the better part of me, and social media presented, Facebook especially, presented an opportunity for me to do what I had wanted to do. And that's how come. That's how far the journey has been.
Oh, I mean that's it's a really, obviously I know some parts of that story because obviously we're kind of going through it with you, or you were telling us about this as you were going through it. But I wanted to kind of ask everyone the same questions, but I think because of time I have to be mindful because I like talking as well, and I enjoy when people talk. So sometimes it can overflow. But to be mindful of that, I will divert into a different type of question or kind of follow on from that. But I'll throw this to Mami Jua. At what point did you realize that actually this is actually going way bigger than I thought it was going, if that makes sense? So, well, assuming that you didn't think it was going big anyway, that is. But yeah, if you can just give us your story, but in that direction, as when did you realize that? When did you realize that? Oh wow, like I've written something and it's getting a lot of attention, and even the chairman of the Church of Pentecost is looking, or even this person over in Germany or wherever is also responding. At what point? And I don't just mean it in date wise, if that makes sense, but as in, when did you begin to realize that actually this is, yeah.
Okay. Right.
So that's the question, or is it? Right. Is it? I think it's delayed. Right.
I actually my.
By the way, Steven,
my
your team is leading by 4 goals
private.
Big shout out to the Arsenal, the Gunners. Big shout out.
Meanwhile, Mami Drew was trying to talk. Can we allow her to talk, please?
I know. You see this friend pepper, guys.
Yeah, exactly. This is what I'm saying. Always making noise.
I have to support them because it's 3 of them. So
fair enough, yeah. We're outnumbered here.
So I think for today, my blood will be green too. Anyway, my page on Facebook was very private. Everything that I write was not public for my friends to read. I really have a very good sense of humor, and I also try to, when I want to put across my point, I get sarcastic as much as I can because I don't really want to offend people and I don't want to mention names, but I get sarcastic. Everybody knows what I'm talking about, but cannot blame me for pointing out to people. But I got that recognition when I was appointed the women's secretary. And I was like, you know what? I think I can make good use of social media. I learned how to do flyers. So every announcement, I try to make it into a poster. And then I make it into a poster, post it. And everything COP, I try to share it. So I created a page for the women's ministry. I created a page for my area, which is New Jersey region, and I created a group for the women's ministry too. But I shared everything that is news, that is COP news, that is COP event. I shared like sermons that I see from the pastors. I share words of inspiration and all that. So, and eventually, all these pastors, anybody that sends me a friend's request, and I see the mutual friends, and I see, oh, this is a COP member. I just add you, even if I know you or not. I felt, well, if I'm sharing COP stuff, they have to know. So eventually, all the pastors became my friends on Facebook. I was like, wow. We went for a retreat, a national retreat, no, a regional retreat. And I had posted a lot of stuff. And my national head was preaching, and anytime he preaches, he just cites one of my posts. So everybody was asking, did you create a blog? Or I was like, no, I share COP stuff on Facebook, and everybody else started adding me again. So it became like, well, if they want anything to hear about COP, they come to my page, or they come to the groups and the pages I've created. So until chairman recognized me at the council meeting, I didn't know. It was like I told you that at the time.
Yeah.
It was a surprise to me. So that was when I got the bigger stage to do what I'm doing, and I've gotten to know a lot of people. I've actually created family through this social media. Family like Pastor Fianco Labi. I met him on social media, and he's just a family. Family like Bra Kweku, I mean, and family like my own brother Che. It's also like I get along with every.
Yeah. So no, so just to summarize, it was mainly that point where you realized that pastors were actually shouting out to you that are you this or you that, and then also obviously getting to the point where it was a council meeting, wasn't it, last year that you got that recognition from chairman? I think Mami Juwa's connection might have just gone off, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, I think it might. Well, I know it was definitely last year sometime that she got that recognition. So basically, that's when she realized, okay, it's really going down now. Reverend, I want to ask you a question as well. By the way, AJ, if you have any questions, give me a shout there. Yeah. So I wanted to find out, especially in regards to time, because I'm not gonna lie, and my wife and my dad always my dad first, and then now my wife is always complaining about that. How do you manage your time? Because I mean, with the little that I have, so I only have one son, and I think Reverend, you have 3, don't you? Or 3 children, should I say? And of course you have, the wife as well, which is, to be honest, that is a job on its own, taking care of the family. And then now, I have this radio station, program going on, and I've got work outside of the here as well. And, little projects here and there. And I feel like even with that little, because I say little because I look at people like yourself, like Bra Kweku, like, Emmanuel Che and Mami Jua, who are doing other things apart from just being on social media. You have so many other projects going on, and especially like yourself, who's a reverend minister of the Church of Pentecost. And I know firsthand how what's the word, how much time consuming it is. So how do you manage your time to actually come out, share words of encouragement, do what you do on social media and still have time for your family, still have time for your other projects? How do you break that down?
Okay, thank you very much for the question, Sarfo. Basically, I try to reduce distractions. So I know what I have to do, things that are priority to me. So I try to prioritize my time and then cut down on waste with respect to time. So, for instance, as let me say, the resident missionary of the Church of Pentecost in Seychelles, I know exactly what I have to do every day. One of the things I have to do is to pray and to study the Bible and to read books and to write. I do that every day. And then also, I know that my wife is my first assembly.
Yes, exactly.
I love
Exactly.
that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
So I make quality time for my wife, and then my children as well. I make time for them, and then the
Big shout out to Sofa Mommy as well.
Yeah, and the members too. I try to contact them every day. At least 1 or 2 or 3 members, we contact them, talk to them, discuss their issues. So the priority is very key. Knowing exactly what I have to do. So when I find time to pray and to study the Word of God, as I'm studying the Word of God, the Holy Spirit starts giving me topics to write on for the day or for the week. So I start to write. Yeah. So as I start to write, I start to release. So as I'm writing, I can be releasing snippets. When I'm through with the main article, then I can release the big article. Again, as I move around doing my work as resident missionary of the church, sometimes the Holy Spirit will drop a message, and then I will pause wherever I am. Maybe I'm walking in town, I can stand somewhere and then deliver it on Facebook. So you realize that almost every time you will be seeing an article or 2 from me. It's because I try to manage it in between time. Yeah, as I go through the day, I try to manage it. There are times that I'm driving and the message will come so strongly. So I'll have to park the car and then finish the article before I continue driving. So I don't have specific time for coming to Facebook. My account is always signed in, and that doesn't mean I'm always there. It is signed in case there's an article I have to put forward, I put forward. And most of the time too, I have a lot of questions coming into my inbox. I can say that I respond to not less than 30 questions from different people every week. Yeah, theological and doctrinal questions, and also questions with reference to their life issues. So basically, let me chip in this. What I do in preparing articles is that I observe trends and issues going around, and then I try to pick it up and reflect on it theologically so that I can release a response to be able to address the questions and the needs of especially the youth. So if a news is making wave or an issue is going around, I just pick up on it, pray about it, look at it theologically, and then bring a paper or bring a response. And I think that Facebook, by the grace of God, is a very, very free platform, a blessed platform for us to share for the wider public to know what the Lord wants to be done in our generation. I must say lastly that the genesis of this ministry God gave me started right behind where you are. Your studio is.
All right. Wow. Yeah. At Fountain Gate Tabernacle. Wow.
Yeah, I was staying with Elder Asante. When I was called into ministry by the grace of God, I had opportunity from Cornwall Scholarship to come and study for my master's in public health. So I was staying with Elder Asante, and that was the time the Lord began to lay on my heart to be writing about issues. So it is no coincidence that today I'm sharing it.
Right where it began. Manasseh was just telling me you at is it Dunkhead Road? Dunkhead Road, number 1 Dunkhead Road, which is literally
just
round the corner of where our studios is right now. Wow.
Just behind the place.
Yeah.
So with respect to management in brief, what I'll say is that multitasking, being brief with issues, and then knowing my priorities and cutting down on waste
time
of time.
wastage.
That I can maximize everything and be able to do everything by the grace of God. So that has been the approach the Lord has led me to take with response to how I manage my social media and practical life.
Yeah, so no, that's definitely great to hear that, you know, the obviously the key elements of what helps you to be able to manage your time. Bra Kweku, you there? Hello, Bra Kweku. Is he? I think he's been distracted by the football as well.
Obviously.
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go through to my song of the week.
Okay.
It's a song that has been on replay literally since I think I heard it on Saturday last week. So obviously after Thank God It's Friday, Saturday, I was just going through some of the tracks and some of the social media platforms, and it was actually on Instagram. So it's a gentleman called Mike B, who's actually linked to my previous guest last week, Prince Ike. And yeah, the song is called Adonai, and it's featuring Azarel. That's some big names out there. So Mike B with a song called Adonai featuring Azarel, and this song is a banger. Honestly, like I heard it and I was dancing. I'm not gonna do that in the studio because I don't want to embarrass myself. But when we come back, we'll just basically get the last roundup from our guests. I feel like there should be a part 2 because we didn't really get enough from them. Because I want to basically get from them what positive impact that basically they can encourage, especially the young ones, to do. So there are examples I want to give beforehand. When we come back, I'll do that, and then and basically we're looking at how others can learn from those mistakes, and they can actually do the positive thing instead. So yeah, without much ado, I'm gonna be playing Mike B with Adonai featuring Azarel, and as I mentioned, this is a summer banger.
Ghana, go me Nigeria. I take a thank you for the good vibe. I can feel the anointing. Trust me, I'm enjoying. I got the devil in my pocket. I like a plug in my socket. And I'm ready to rock him. And I'm ready to stop him. I came from nothing to something. And now I'm flowing in abundance. Yeah. It's only God in my conscience. Simbo. No matter your name, let me vibes, no. Mamito, Paquito, Papito. No matter your age, let me vibes, no. No matter your name, let me vibes, no. No matter your age, let me vibes, no. No matter your age, no matter your race, no matter your name, let me vibes, no, yeah. I'm thankful, Lord, that you gave me the praise. Ain't tryna play games. Cause if not be God, I would hear the praise. You gave me honey. Yeah, I don't go ever beg mine again. And I hope you don't pass me by. Is it worthy of my praise? Though I say I don't know. Simbo. No matter matter your name, let me vibes now. Mamito, paquito, papito. No matter your age, let me vibes now. No matter your name, let me vibes now. No matter your age, let me vibes now. No matter your age, no matter your race, no matter your name, let me vibes now. Yeah, and I make me feel the anointing. His holiness never ever disappoint me. It's him that's the says, never disappoint me. Wash away the Holy Spirit, just gonna make me wavy. Adonai, Adonai, yeah. I say from Lagos to Freetown. I make me say Adonai, yeah. I make me say Adonai from Lagos to Freetown. Adonai, Adonai, yeah. Adonai, Adonai, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. I make me say Adonai from Lagos to Freetown.
Wow, that was a banger. I told you it's Adonai by Mike B featuring Azarel. And yeah, as we're in the background, Kwesi Boate was saying that this song is for church party.
Yeah. You know what, this one when the aunties get on the dance floor and they're just doing slow movements, two step.
Oh man, yeah. No, honestly, man, it is a banger. It's wait, I see. I'm just reading comments from Kwesi. I don't know why he should. Kwesi? Are you on the line? Oh, is he not on there?
He's not on there. He's on Facebook, bro. He left us hanging to go on Facebook.
Oh man.
Yo, Charlie, I'm here.
Yeah.
I was checking out your videos on Facebook. I saw it. What's the name? Is it AJ or AK?
AJ.
AQ. It's the Kumasi style.
AQ. Oh man.
Wow.
Yeah. We
Wow. And you in your white shirt, yeah?
Yeah. I literally, do you know what happened?
You see the power of social media.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm here in Accra and I'm seeing you all do good. I mean, in your feeling so cozy in your studios.
It's hot. It's hot in here. It feels like it's Ghana in here, to be honest. Like I'm sweating.
It feels like you guys are just sitting in front of us having a great interview.
Yeah. No, for real.
And actually, that's the perfect leeway into my next question, because I feel like social media has now put you in front of a lot of people who might not have otherwise had access to you. How do you handle that? How do you deal with all of a sudden all these people are looking at you, are watching you? How do you deal with that? And also, is there any pressure to then act a particular way or to present yourself in a particular Yes, it is. Yes. Is there any pressure to present yourself in a particular way to be more appealing to this larger audience that you suddenly find yourself in front of?
Especially the ladies.
Oh, okay. Well, I wasn't gonna say that, but
that was just from me on the side.
Okay.
Is Barkweku even there? Or is he on Facebook as well?
Imagine.
Oh my days.
All our guests have just left us hanging to go on Facebook. Anybody who's here can answer this question.
Yeah, because Kwesi's online and I can see Reverend online as well. But I can't see Drua and I can't see Drua and Bra. But anyway, then Ima, this is all you then.
I think this is for Kwesi, and maybe Reverend can pitch in later as well.
So should I go or Reverend should go?
Kwesi, you go first, and then Reverend can go after you.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, getting your question, I think that it comes with its level of pressure. You know, with all this changing of profile pictures and trying to get the best of pictures to put out there. I mean, it adds to the whole package. You know?
Yeah.
And I know people who have several apps and filters they use to just design their photos for it to look good. So before they put it out there, you know. And that comes with its own challenge because sometimes, I mean, hey, you're presenting yourself in a certain light which you're really not. And that is the negatives of it. But for me, I've tried to be myself. I mean, I know a lot of pastors follow my wall. There was a point I decided not to. This one is a top secret. But, you know, there was a point I just decided not to accept any more pastors because I felt that there were so many eyes watching me. And you see, if they were watching you to even openly advise you and say that, oh, Kwesi, you should have said it this way, or you should have said it that way, that would have been fantastic. But some of them came on there just to read about you and have a chat about you out there. And I felt that no. That's so, yes, to confess, I started blocking some of them.
Only the pastors.
Oh yes, and I'm not saying COP pastors alone. I was just
Reverend is online, by the way. Reverend is listening in carefully.
I think if Reverend and you are not friends on Facebook right now, we know what happened.
He's my friend on Facebook. That was in the beginning days where I tell you that I took on a political image. But ever since I dropped that, I think that I've been okay. I've been okay with everybody. Yeah. Those were the days of immaturity.
Now you have learned to unlearn.
But yes, I've learned a lot through the days. And for me, you know, people see you in a certain light. They place you in a certain.
Hello, people. I'm back.
Barack is back.
Where did he go?
So people place you. So people place you on a certain pedestal, and they expect so much from you. So you see, sometimes somebody asks you a question and you don't even have the answers for the person. I mean, when it happens like that, I'll refer you. I'll tell you that, sweetheart or hey, gentleman, I don't have the answers for this. And again, because people get so familiar with you on Facebook, recently I put up a post and I said, look, why is it that people who don't even know you just come on your wall and show you so much disrespect? They don't know you. And you see, it's all because of this Facebook thing. They think that once they've come into your personal space, they know you that much to say anything to you. And I think that people are just hiding behind social media to be disrespectful. Some are being very sweet on social media, but others are being plain disrespectful. Wow. And sometimes it gets to you. I mean, you put up a post and you go to the person's profile and you don't even know the person from Adam. And this person has shown you so much disrespect and you're in your room and you feel so worked out.
Wow.
I mean, those are,
he's on a tangent right now.
A little bit of events. Just let him.
Once you become a public figure, you take the highs and you take the lows. And that's how I go about it. And if it gets to me, I block you off.
do you know a couple of weeks ago actually I had my first troll and I got excited actually. I know, I was happy. I was like, I'm a star.
Yeah, you made it big, man. If you get trolled,
people are trolling me, so it means I'm a star. So like, you know, and I promise you this, like, if that continually happens, I'm actually gonna make a show out of just the trolls, like of people that troll me, because I mean I can imagine it can get pretty annoying, especially when you know that you're doing something with a good heart, and like I've been saying all show along, the whole idea is you guys have been making a positive impact. I mean, even the days when you were talking about politics, both sides, I think it's still making some kind of impact, because it's making everyone be aware of what's happening, and at the same time, those who are in politics and in government, making sure that they're also on their feet as well. But sticking to Christ and sticking to the focus of the matter, our time is fast spent, and I know that the next program is literally behind us. They are probably going to be knocking on the door very shortly for me to get out. But I wanted to ask this because, like I said, that was the crust, or that is the crust of why I called the show today. Aries, I asked you a question on WhatsApp. Oh yeah, you've answered. That's good. Yeah. So basically, there's a number of people on social media recently that have kind of made big waves, but I believe it's for the wrong reasons. So one of them is Rashida Black Beauty. I don't know if you've heard of her. And then Manasseh, have you heard of her? Rashida Black Beauty.
As for this, give you to Pastor to answer.
Wow.
And then
that's deep then.
And then recently, I actually saw this on the news because I didn't know of this other one, but she's called something. Is it Shatawale? Ride. Oh, I had it on my laptop. Something about Shatta Mishu. I think that's what her name is.
Oh, okay. Shatta's
Shatta. No, it's not. It's not his wife. It's not his wife. Yeah, but this is. I think she's just mimicking her name then. Yeah, but she's a young.
You mean the actress?
No. There's this young girl called She's calling herself. Oh my days! I think I'm surprised.
Is it a small girl?
She's a small girl. She's like 15.
Okay. Yes, I've seen something.
Yeah.
Let me check it up. Let's get the information going.
Yeah.
Check it up.
I literally saw it on Joy News a couple of days ago. And they were talking about this girl and they showed a video. Oh, was it? Yeah. No, it wasn't Joy News. Sorry. That's wrong mistake. Wrong information. It was actually online somewhere. I think my wife was watching it and I checked it out on her phone. But basically, it's a 15-year-old girl that did a similar kind of thing to what Rashida did. Basically, she was just going on a tangent, talking about random things. And this is a 15-year-old girl that was smoking weed, and talking about the fact that she's smoking weed, and then also I think insulting a number of people.
Okay,
now,
sorry, Stephen. There's a small girl also on social media called Sataberry. I don't know if she's the one you're talking about.
Maybe she might be. Maybe.
This is a very small girl, like 6 years or 5 years.
Oh no. This girl's like apparently she's around 15 years old.
She is so crazy about Satawali.
I think the one Stephen wants. Yeah. She sings songs. Songs and all that.
Okay.
Yeah, her name is Shatta Michi Guda.
There's this nurse on.
She's called Guda. Shatta Michi Guda. If you Google her, she'll if you Facebook her, she will come up. But she's like a 15-year-old girl. There's a video of it. I have it on my laptop right now. But basically just doing obscene things. And for a 15-year-old girl or however old she is, she's still a teenager. She's doing all of this, and you're thinking, are you in 10 years' time when you're 25 years old and you go for a job interview for maybe a really big position? Because this happened here in the UK where, to be honest, there's a lot of examples, but there was a girl who got a position with the police, I think with the Metropolitan Police, and it was a really huge role. It actually became a big issue because people went back about 4 or 5 years ago on her Twitter feed, and she'd said something against either, black people. I forgot. Please don't quote me on this. Those of you that know about the story, but she basically went in on a group of people or a certain group of people, and because of that, she lost her role. Yeah. So I just wanted, as a wrap up, for the young people listening, I know that Ari's also told us of a story of another gentleman that he knows. I can go on days and days with this. A story of a guy that he knows that made a tape that was a bit obscene with his girlfriend back in the tech days. And as at now, people still remind him of that, and people still have the recordings on their phones, on their laptops, wherever. So can you, now each of you, I think I can see the guys literally standing outside the window. Each of you, just 2 minutes briefly, starting with, we'll end with Reverend. So starting with Brakwaku and then Arus and then Reverend, just advise people what the power of social media has. You might not have a lot of followers now, but like I said, these are people that they just shared randomly, and then years later it's come back to haunt them. So can you advise young people on the impact of their words on social media?
They just have one. I can just put it in this summary that the internet doesn't forget. The internet will always fish out what you do. So
that is
young ones
fire.
coming up, sometimes we are exuberant. We want to express ourselves. Sometimes I go back to my post in 2008, early, that I actually went to block and delete some of the posts.
I've had to do some of that myself.
Because I thought it's much brand now. So for young ones coming up, you might be exuberant about a lot. You might be vocal. You might want to be vocal or put out certain pictures and images and videos, but always know that the internet. I think that'll be.
Yeah, I want to post that because that's a big one. So Bra Kweku just said something legendary right now that the internet doesn't forget.
Don't need
that. I didn't get a chance to ask you about that, you know. But Aries, please, yours as well within 2 minutes. What your advice would be for young people, you know, on social media and.
In fact, given the chance. Hello, am I on?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yes, as I said, given the chance, there are certain things that I said way back which I wouldn't say today. And as Kweku said, sometimes I go back onto my wall. You know, lately Facebook gives you a pop-up of something you said. Let's say 7 years or 8 years ago, and asks you if you want to share them.
Yeah.
And DJ Sarfo, I have never said any of them. In fact, when they pop up, what I do is that I actually delete them. Because I'm like, whoa, did I really say this? And I say it with a cringe. And I'm like, did I really write this on Facebook? I'm like, oh, no, this is just too much. And I can understand how my wife back then was just say, you said, no, Charlie, I can't write Facebook. I don't like it. And I was so blinded to them. But today, I really wish that I knew what I know today to have done what I did in the past. It would have influenced what I wrote in the past positively, and I would have been a better person times 1,000 now.
Wow.
So just to tell people, be careful what you put on Facebook because it will come back to haunt you.
Wow. That's amazing.
So true.
And lastly, my reverend, please, just to summarize all of that, basically, you know, like I said, the crust of the message or the crust of the message. You know, the impact of what we do, Reverend.
All right. So what I want to say is that everybody on Facebook is doing what they are doing because of their mindset. The mindset can be a single point, but it has the ability of manifesting itself in many ways. So if you see somebody towing a particular line of behavior, you don't tackle the behavior, you tackle the mindset. Now, what do I mean by mindset? People on social media and by extension, anybody living in this world has either of two mindsets. Is there God or there is no God? And if there is God, do I believe that he is giving me a new identity in his son Jesus Christ? So if you realize everything people do or say can be traced down to what they believe with respect to whether there is God, and if there is God, whether he has brought new identity and meaning and purpose to our life through the finished work of Jesus Christ on the cross. Now, a lot of the youth are on Facebook doing what they are doing because of the wrong mindset. Something there is no God. Something there is God, but I can find meaning outside Jesus Christ, who is the Son. So my advice will not go so much to the youth and teenagers. My advice will go to Christians and Christian leaders. Because the people there, the youth there, we have to be vulnerable as adults to get closer to them, to be able to mentor them, not to judge them, not to condemn them, but to bring them closer. And then through discipleship, we change their mindset so that we let them know that their failure or success does not define them. What is Jesus Christ and what he has done for them. The moment the person gets this solid and resolute mindset, that my definition is what Jesus says about me. Whatever happens on social media, they wouldn't try to, do things to gain attention and do things to carve an identity. Most of them are misbehaving because they still hold the same mindset. And we as adults are trying to tame their behavior rather than tackling the underpinning mindset. So we must calm down. We must be very humble. We must interact, especially if you're a pastor or an elder. Sometimes somebody comes to my WhatsApp and they'll say, "Hi, what's up?" But you don't take an offense to that. You rather let it be. You get in touch with the person, and then they open up. Like I was saying, the number of youth who come to my inbox in a week is amazing with questions, personal questions. Married people, lawyers, doctors, they don't come on my wall. But because we try to incarnate, we try to calm down, and then also we try not to tackle their behavior. Let me give you an example before I wrap up. When I approach somebody who is a drug addict, I don't tell the person to stop drug addiction and come to Jesus. I rather let the person and then tell him that when you come to Jesus, you can stop addiction. So he may come to Jesus and still be taking drugs, but I won't tackle the drug because the drug he's taking is being a fruit of a certain mindset. So what I do is tackle the mindset, put Christ there, and with time you realize that the behavior is changing. Because behavior is polymorphic. Mindset is one, but behavior can be a manifestation in many ways. So my advice will be to the adults and Christians and pastors. We should stop judging, we should stop condemning, and rather incarnate and become vulnerable, share our story, draw the people in connection and connectedness, and then tackle the mindset, not the behavior. And that has been my predisposition of on social media, always talking about Christ and the Holy Spirit, because as you focus on Christ and the Holy Spirit, the mindset begin to change and behavior will change. Thank you very much.
Oh, God bless you, Reverend. God bless you. And he showed the levels, hasn't he? Breaking down the root of what the real issue is.
Religio.
But DJ Sarfo, can we do this again?
I know, honestly, I think actually next week. Yeah, next week I don't have, because I was trying to get someone on, but well, the person hasn't got back to me. So I think we should, because we definitely need a part 2.
Yeah, because I think that there's a lot that we can talk about.
Yeah.
While Reverend was speaking. While Reverend was speaking, this thought came to mind, that don't be fooled by the number of likes you have on your post.
Wow.
Because you see, human beings are such that, and now Facebook has given us options.
Wow.
To smile, to laugh,
exactly, to be angry,
to love, to be angry, to be sad. And so, I mean, regardless of what you post, you find some 2 or 3 people liking it, and it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't really mean anything. And so don't be fooled by the number of likes you get on a post, because if you're not careful, you'll be carried away.
That is true. That is definitely true.
Is that point where I got to, and I think that maybe if given the chance, we can share more on that. Maybe
next week.
Because I got to the point where people were liking my post, and I was happy about it. I'm
exactly.
And so it got to me.
So we definitely have to do this next week.
Yes,
are you all available? I need to get you guys verbally agreeing to this online. Whilst everyone is here, so that I can tell my listeners
basically
that they said they're gonna be here.
So if you're not here, then we know it's you.
Basically.
DJ Sarfo, I think this is a priority again, because you are doing something good, and again, like
absolutely.
I said, trying to, so we'll be available.
Yes,
fantastic.
Sir. Thank you very much.
Fantastic.
Provided your sister gives me, doesn't call me to duty.
All right. I'm literally I can speak to but I'm literally being kicked out by the next show. I've run over. But guys, thank you very much. God bless you so much for the love that you've shown and coming on. And I look forward to next week, when we can actually get into more details and help people as well.
Yes.
It's been brilliant. It's your boy DJ Sarfo. As you know, I've had obviously my co-host has been back in the building.
Yes, sir.
Yes, that's AJ. Hi. And then of course I've had Reverend I've had Reverend. No, actually, let me take this. I've had Bra Kweku in the building.
Yes.
I've had Mami Jua in the building as well. I've had the Arus, aka Emmanuel Kwesi
with a Q.
Boate, yeah. As well as our Reverend SK Fiankolabi. It's been Thank God It's Friday.
Yes.
We're gonna sign out. Next, we have the prayers. All-night prayers from Deptford Assembly. Sorry, I lied. That's half-night prayers from Deptford Assembly. So stay tuned in. God bless you very much for all of those that tuned in. God bless you to my lovely panel that came on.
Yes.
God bless you to Manasseh. God bless everyone. We're signing out with the song of the week, which is Adonai. Let's go.
Ghana, go Miss Nigeria. I take a thank you for the good vibe. I deny, I can feel the anointing. Trust me, I'm enjoying. I got the devil in my pocket. I like a plug in my socket. And I'm ready to rock him. And I'm ready to stop him. I came from nothing to something. And now I'm flowing in abundance. Yeah. It's only God in my conscience. Symbol. No matter your name, let me vibes, no. Mamito, Paquito, Papito. No matter your age, let me vibes, no. No matter your name, let me vibes, no. No matter your age, let me vibes, no. No matter your age, no matter your race, no matter